Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. We're going to try a little something new today. I've got a whole fat stack of comics that I haven't done an individual review on, and I'm just not going to because that's a lot of freaking reviewing. Like, dude, unless you guys actually do your own reviews, you have no idea what it takes to do an individual review each time. Plus, I'm doing the 5 things about now. So listen, here's the thing. When I get close to the end of the week, I'm just going to take the remaining comic books that I got. I'm just going to throw them all down right here and just give you a quick analysis of each one, starting with Babyteeth, issue number 16. You know what I'm saying? We got Donny Cates and Gary Brown, co-creators, writer, artist, respectively. Mark Engelbert on colors and Tyler Esposito on letters. Yeah, man, this was fun. This is probably my second favorite of the batch that I'm doing now this week. It's 5 years later. Sadie is like, this doesn't have. There's a lie. This cover's a lie, and I almost wish that this did happen. But it's 5 years later. Satan has invaded the earth with his demons. He's pinching and hurting Clark so that the demon gate gets bigger, and it's like, oh my god, and like, so larger monsters are coming through from hell, and it's pretty fussed. This is really good. There is something in here that is kind of unbelievable. I actually made a 5 things about for this one. I just, whatever, here, let me take a look at the 5 things about. I'm not going to do it, obviously. Actually, you know what? I don't know where it is. So, oh, wait, there it is. There it is. It's behind my Hawkman figure. Okay, so it's 5 years later. Yay. Marty returns. That was awesome. Donny Cates punches babies. Read the comic book to understand what that one's from. A return towards the end. A character who we've seen before comes back, which is something that rarely happens in this book because people die a lot. And Heather versus Satan. Yeah, Heather gets into it with Satan, and although it doesn't go the way I expected it to, let me just say, if we're talking like real time and Satan versus Heather actually happens, maybe I'll lose all the money if Donny Cates is writing it. But real life, my money's going on Heather. So that was probably the worst mistake that Donny Cates did in this comic book. Heather should have at least kicked him in the demon nuts or something. Let's get talking about Dark Age number 2. I was really looking forward to this comic book, and it really kind of let me down. I wasn't like the most excited for what happened in this book. Created and written by Don Handfield with art by Leonard Rodriguez, colors by Dijo Lima, letters by DC Hopkins. This, I don't know, man. There was like a funeral, and there was, looking and saying goodbye to people and talking about what's going on, and a huge betrayal that happened in here, which I'm imagining at some point, like, you can see that some people there are very sympathetic towards the cause, but unfortunately, basically, I don't want to give the spoilers. I'm not here to give spoilers, my peeps. But basically, a group that was extremely helpful to each other winds up betraying them because this other group is just so pervasive. So, yeah, there's that. Also, the thing with the kid who can see into the future sometimes, I think that's a bit much for me. If we're going to, like, take away all the iron from everything, just do that. Don't start having magic get thrown in also, unless there's like a good excuse for it. It's like a funny way of making the Visionaries, but it's not the Visionaries. Go look that one up, guys. Justice League Odyssey issue number 13 was, for me, it was kind of a suck fest. There was some good things in here, Spoiler, Jessica Cruz is back. She just died in the previous issue. I didn't want to give you the spoiler for that in the last issue, but the previous issue, I should say. In this issue, she's already back. I mean, obviously she wasn't going to freaking stay dead, but they right away bring her back. She had her hand crushed by Darkseid after getting hit by the Omega effect, or before, who cares? So the shards of the ring go into the fractures of her finger, her whole hand, and it's mixed with the Omega effect, and it heals her, and she's able to come back. And the coolest thing for me is that Rage Kitty was in this book. Like, how sad is that? It's like she comes back, and she's going to be more powerful than ever now because she's got Omega powers mixed with her lightning, whatever willpower powers. And it's like, she should have stayed dead for a couple issues, man. Maybe just keep her dead in this story, and then all of a sudden, there's a new Green Lanterns book, and they just keep on teasing it on the horizon, and it's a solo series with Jessica Cruz. I'm sorry, DC, freaking hire me, or hire somebody who actually wants to write freaking amazing stories with Jessica Cruz, but just they could have even done something like this in the book, but for the most part, this was just, it was too fast. I couldn't feel anything about it. So yeah, like as soon as I saw the book, I'm just like, I know they're going to bring her back in this issue, and that just kills me. And it kills me to have been right. Anyway, let's talk about Ray Williams Ironheart, issue number 10. Ewing, Vecchio, Kofio, and Giofo, there we go, and Mila. Sorry, in this one, Abnett, Conrad, Richards, and Barreto. So that was cool. But, what do you call it? Yeah, in this one, it was all right, I guess. The line work is really killing me. Jeffo is on colors in this, right? No, Mila. Should be Mila. Who the heck is Jeffo? Do they have an inker for this? Jeffo does the layouts. Yeah, whatever. No, Matt Mila on the colors. He's really the one who's keeping the art in this comic book together. Let me just pop this puppy open so you can see. Like the line work, the layouts, everything. Like, I can't blame the layouts. The layouts are what they are. It's like, here you go. But like, why the heck? If somebody's going to do the... So look, somebody just does the quick sketch of whatever, and then somebody comes on and does the actual art and starts filling everything in. What exactly was filled in? Or how bad was how bad were the layouts if this is all that you get? Seriously, imagine this is a black and white book. What the hell is it about this book that is so special, that looks so nice? Look, there's a couple of scenes in here where the art actually looks good. Like here. Okay, pretty good with the art. I mean, kind of weak here with the grass skirt or whatever the hell that is, the fur. But for the most part, that's pretty good. But, like, seriously, you look at a page like this, I mean, what exactly was done that's so amazing on this? Now add the colors, and you understand. Because it's not like, oh my god, the colors are amazing on this. But imagine the book without the colors, and you'll see what I mean. Like, for crying out loud, it's terrible. The only real three-dimensional aspect to this book is the colors. So, I mean, Mila is a great artist, and I don't know if he's just tired of doing this book because it just looks like whatever. It's like nobody else cares. Why the hell should I? My colors aren't going to look great doing this. But I've seen this happen before. I've seen this happen before with colorists who actually care about their job. And it's like they're doing the best that they can, but the pencils, they just don't seem to care. That's miserable. Let's talk about Gotham City Monsters, issue number 1 of 6. We got a mini-series here. And Orlando Nefulenpan and Molly Hill are on this. Anyway, you get all these guys in here, and at the end you get a return that I really didn't expect to see. I'm going to give you the spoiler for that. I'm going to put my hand up when I tell you. So the spoiler is, it's Melmoth. But, okay, so no more spoilers. We're done. And, like, that was, I didn't expect to see him at all in this. Honestly, even after the fact, I'm like, no, I don't think I should have expected to see him in this. But, you got all these guys in it. And it's a very seamless transition. The way that they explain the book, with 6 different monsters in it, I'm like, oh, there's going to be 6 different short stories, which I think would have sucked. No. They do introduce them in, but they blend them in seamlessly, like a perfect transition. And some of them had better introductions than others, but whatever. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Now, my favorite book of the week, of the ones that I'm not doing full reviews for, I really thought about just doing a full review for this one because it was so good. Gwenpool, issue number 2 of, I believe, a 5-issue limited series. I can't remember. Anyway, Ray Williams does this, and David Baldeon does the art. Jesus Abertov does the colors, and VC's Joe Caramagna on letters. The Dodsons, Terry and Rachel do the cover art. Now Fuji does the variant cover. Yeah, it's interesting. I think Gurihiru did the previous issue or did something for Gwenpool before. David Baldeon is on the book now, and it's funny because there's a mention in here. Yeah, admit it. Gurihiru art or nah, you'd still hit it. It's like a booty scene. She's like doing the kissy motions, everything. She's doing a little booty scene and all that, and it's like commenting on the idea that it's not Gurihiru doing the art this time. David Baldeon is an amazing artist. Let's just be realistic. Everybody who he works with, it's like they pump the story. Baldeon pumps the story up a lot because of how good his art actually is. see my beard do a little thing. Every so often, I got a really weird beard. Unless it's long, it doesn't look great. Unless it's short, it doesn't look great. It's like this in-between thing is kind of... Anyway, the Dodsons, Terry and Rachel, were also commented on for the cover. It's like, oh, there's your cover scene that actually happens in the book. They say, oh, there's your cover scene. This really does happen. This was fun. Deadpool is in the book also. This was a genuinely fun comic book. I enjoyed the hell out of this one. Guys, if you're going to get any of these books on this, yes, that includes Kate's Babyteeth on this. No. Consider grabbing this one. Ray Williams, I'm going to say, I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm sorry if it's not. She is freaking amazing with this character. She's been doing a couple of really cool books lately. I say give her a full run on Gwenpool because she will handle it. She will handle it great. She will do the character justice. Keep Baldy on this. Man, great book. Okay, let's talk about issue number 2 of Punisher Kill Krew. We got Jerry Duggan and Juan Ferreira. They don't feel like advertising the other people. Neither do I. This was okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, in general, some of the stuff that happens. I'm going to show you what happens at the end of this book because it's fair. I'm going to show you this. Like, this was a fun little scene. Like, having Cosmic Ghost Rider show up, and meanwhile, one of actually, that you can see it on the front. I didn't notice the van was on it when I looked at the cover, but you can actually see the goat is pulling the van. And so, the Punisher van, which is actually kind of funny, but for the most part, Punisher's just being excessively violent, which I know somebody's going to be like, well, that's kind of what the Punisher... Shut up. Put your goddamn head in the freaking sand. I'm so tired of stupid people who come up and see the first video they've ever seen with me giving a review on comic books and just assume I know nothing about comic books. Put your head in the sand. Just, oh my God, go freaking burn your head or something like that. It's like absolute idiots. Welcome to the internet, jackass. Anyway, yeah, so just... unnecessarily excessively violent in this one with no cause, no preamble, no nothing. Like there's no point for it. It doesn't even lead anywhere. This happens at the end of the book. So Juggernaut all wrapped up by magic. Well, a lot of people might be like, oh, they're just going to grab the Juggernaut. It is magic. And we have seen before, Shatterstar has, I'd say probably half his sword, that double sword that he's got, half as much magic as a Doctor Strange boom blast or something like that, but it was still strong enough to be able to pierce the Juggernaut's force field. A force field, mind you, where the Hulk has punched him dead on, and it's like, I don't feel it. I don't notice anything. So, and I'm talking about a pissed off, angry Hulk. So that sword is able to pass him. So magic can absolutely penetrate that. I don't know that he's got the same weakness to magic that Superman does, but I will say that much like how magic just completely bypasses Superman's armor, and in fact Superman has demonstrated in time that he's actually weak against magic on top of that, it's the idea that here, at the very least, it penetrates his force field. So the one weakness that Juggernaut would have is that magic penetrates his force field. And that is Sue Storm's got nothing on that personal force field that Juggernaut has. Like, that's real talk. But it's only a personal force field. So it's not going to get through the armor necessarily, but that looked like it was on his skin too. So anyway, that was kind of interesting. I hope this is going to go someplace. I think that if anybody's going to be able to do a good story with Deadpool, he did an amazing Deadpool, man. With Punisher and Juggernaut, I think that it's probably going to be this guy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know that I'm necessarily looking forward to it, but maybe it'll at least give me enough interest to look at the next issue. Anyway, Year of the Villain, the Riddler. This was a really fun book. It's, in fact, the remaining 2 books that I have are actually Mark Russell books. So if you're not a fan of Mark Russell, nice talking to you. Bye. But yeah, I actually really like this. So here are the people that give credit to: Mark Russell, Scott Goldwinski, and Marissa Luis. That's writer, artist, and colorist, respectively. Travis Lanham on letters. Anyway, yeah, this is basically the Riddler and, what's his name? Tut. King Tut, teaming up with each other. That is particularly interesting. If I remember correctly, Tut, specifically the King Tut character, was his first appearance was actually on what the hell is it? The Batman 66 TV show, which I think is hysterical. And that was, and again, if I'm remembering this correctly, Bill Finger created that character for that TV show. So just another character, 100% created by the writer, Bill Finger, and boom. You know what I'm saying? He gets to show him on here also. So forget about Bob Kane. Guy he was known as a swiper back in the day. He just stole everybody else's work. So boom, shakalaka, there we go. We got this badass comic book right here. It's basically the Riddler hanging out with King Tut, just Tut, and he's trying to come into his own. Apex Lex is there, and he's trying to give him the suggestion, oh, listen, I'm going to give you a gift, and the gift is telling you that you're better than this nonsense that you've been doing with the stupid little riddles. That was actually really good. That was really good. Hopefully the next time we see Riddler, he is a straight badass. I don't know if Mark Russell is the right person to write that, because that doesn't seem really to be his style. His is the more politically conscious and throw some humor in to make it feel better. That's why we're getting into this next. But as far as like writing a badass character that's just, holy crap, offhand, I'm not thinking of anything that Russell has done that really has done that for me lately. Comments below if you remember something that he has done where he makes a character look, a villain look like, holy crap, because that would be pretty cool. And if he can do that, please do it with Doomsday, because I'm sick and tired of them screwing around with Doomsday, making him look like a chump, as a villain of the week. Anyway, Russell is also on Wonder Twins and John Byrne. I'm not going to be able to find the freaking opening credits for this, am I? But John Byrne is doing the writing for this book. I hate when they do this. Oh, there we go. Excuse me, Stephen Byrne. Duh. This is just, you know what? If I was a narcissistic guy, I'd just edit that whole nonsense out. But I knew it was Stephen Byrne. I said John Byrne anyway. What do you call him? David Sharp doing the letters. So this one's called Trials and Twinulations. It's perfect Mark Russell writing here. I love that there's the cultural reference. Ice Cube, the Ice Cube hockey team. It's like, I gotta say, it was a good day. Actually, I think he says it down here. That was fun. And then you get a new character in here called Armpit, who's smelling things up. Yeah, and of course, Jan is like the character who she actually cares even about bad guys. Like, she just wants to help. So, yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's a fun book. It's pointing out its societal issues. At one point, there's a meteor coming to destroy Earth, and the people completely freak out because they find out, by happenstance, that, oh my God, it was like, there's going to be a meteor coming in, and oh my God, look, the Justice League, they're leaving the Earth. They're trying to escape the Earth to save themselves. Actually, that's the way that you stop meteors, is by leaving the... Deep Impact, Armageddon. I'm sure I can go on if I saw more. By the way, Deep Impact, was that ever a porn movie? Because you know how they do a lot of porn parody movies, with things that they really sound... You don't even have to change the name of that one. Like, Deep Impact would have been the perfect freaking porn movie name. Anyhow, I'm going to let that one go. This was, it's just like Superman at one point, he's talking to them, they're like screaming at Superman's face, you should have let us know. How wouldn't you let us know? And the people rioted because they thought they were all going to die. So you see the worst in humanity. And he's like, do I need to say anything? You can't just look? So I thought that was a really good, like, it's just one of those things where it's like, duh, sometimes you're answering your own question before you even ask it. So yeah, very aware. And I love Russell's writing. I would love to be able to have him on the show one time to have a conversation with him, because his writing style is very unique. It's very different from everybody else's writing style. One day. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it. That's literally the remaining comic books that I have. So it's so much easier to just read them and do them all like this afterwards and talk about them, as opposed to 5 things about, or even just making an individual for each and showing all the previews. It's too hard. It's too hard. So, bang. You guys let me know how you like this format, and I'm out. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.